5 of the best tips to help you find success in your drone videography business, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing this for a while. Now, before we start, you're probably wondering who this guy is. First YouTube video, doesn't even have a picture on his profile, to which I would say, yeah, I get it. I don't blame you for not wanting to trust me. Give me 10 seconds and we'll see if we can change that. Name's Cole. Been flying drones for the past 7 years in Iowa. I also travel for work. Police hire me to travel. And I spent just a boatload of money on this guy last year. So I take this stuff pretty seriously. All right, all that being said, here are my tips that have helped me find success in the drone videography business, and I hope they help you do the same. All right, tip number 1 is to make connections and be a joy to work with. This is by far the most important tip. If you were to listen to any tips, this is the one to listen to. This doesn't only apply in the drone flying business, but all aspects of life. If you can connect with people and they can have a good time working with you, you've hit the lottery. I spent the first 5 years of my business being pretty quiet and introverted. This was fine. But the most exponential growth I've seen in projects that were insanely fun to work on came in the past 2 years, where I've learned to kind of be more extroverted, which in turn has helped build connections and relationships. And it's truly made all the difference. Always remember, a mediocre drone pilot who is a pleasure to work with will probably be hired almost every time over a professional drone pilot who's hard to work with. Be active and fun, attend events, join online forums, and connect with other industry professionals. Be reliable, communicate clearly, and always go the extra mile for your clients. Happy clients means repeat business and, most importantly, referrals. If you're not extroverted like I am, trust me, it takes a lot of practice. I've spent years being introverted, not wanting to talk to people, not getting out there. You have to figure out how to talk to people, make conversation, and always be a help. All right, tip number 2 is to master drone movements. Smooth professional shots are what clients pay for. Practice techniques like pans, tilts, reveals, tracking shots, orbits, and all the above. Go out and practice. Follow some random car on the road, try to keep it smooth, experiment with angles and lighting to make your footage stand out. When you're watching other drone pilots work, take note of the shots that turn your head. This is what I do. I screenshot or record them and study kind of why they stand out. Was it because of the lighting? Did they have a long lens that helped compress the background? How did they color the footage? And how is it specifically telling a story? Keep a log of these shots to reference when you're out on your own and try to replicate them in your own environment when you're doing your own work. To master this, you just need to practice. Go out and fly. All right, tip number 3, drone composition and light are more important than movement. I know we just talked about mastering smooth movements, and that is very important. But a complicated drone shot on a boring and cloudy day won't look as good as a simple push-in with a beautiful sunset. Knowing what time of day to shoot and how to compose your shots will help you stand out. Here's kind of an example of what I'm talking about. On this shoot, we were doing a drone shot of a truck transporting some equipment. Before we shot it, we made sure that we planned out the shot so that the sunrise would be in the background to kind of help backlight and give dimension to the truck. If we would have shot the other way, the sun would be shining directly on the truck, giving it a flat and unappealing look. Same drone movements, different looks. Here's another example. Shot some footage for a winery and chose to film on the 50mm lens to help make the rolling hills and mountains bigger. If I had the 75mm at this time, I would have chosen to do that one. The longer the lens, the more compressed the background is, creating a better sense of the environment. Now, I know not every drone can do this, but a lot of the beginner drones and intermediate drones have options to do this. All right, tip number 4, invest in the right equipment. Your drone is your business tool, so choose wisely. Nowadays, it's almost impossible to get a drone that doesn't do everything you need for a fairly decent price. The DJI Mini 4 Pro is $760 and can probably do 90% of everything I fly my drone for. I would stay away from the $200 cheap knockoff drones you find on Amazon. Those are kind of the ones you just show your buddies to say you have a drone. But I promise you that if you buy a DJI Mini 4 Pro, you can make that $800 back in the next week. When you start to get more serious clients who are willing to pay $1,000 to $2,500 per day, then it might be time to upgrade to a Mavic 3 Pro or an Inspire 3. For the smaller $100 to $300 jobs, a Mini 4 or Air 3S will do just fine. Tip number 5, market yourself effectively. Social media is your best friend. Post consistently on platforms like Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn to showcase your work. Engage with your audience. Don't forget to create a professional website or portfolio to legitimize your business. You have one opportunity to impress somebody who visits your page. Go out there and fly. Post small clips of projects you've been working on, screenshots of great shots you've taken, and some BTS stuff. People love watching you out there working. This can be Instagram stories, reels, or whatever you want it to be. A busy profile makes it look like you are wanted, and people want to hire wanted drone pilots. Even if you aren't busy, go back through some old work, post past projects you were too busy to post, and always be thankful for the opportunity. I'm not saying lie to people and say you're busy all the time. Make sure to mention, hey, this is a project we did last year. Here's some clips from it. Always love working with great clients. This is what I do in the winter. January around here, it gets pretty drab and dry and gross. So I kind of go through some of my old footage that I was too busy to post during the summer and post it through January. It still fills up my feed, and it gives me time to actually focus on some of the content I've shot to make it look good and appealing. I can't tell you how many times I've been hired and people say, hey, I went to your Instagram profile and loved what you were doing. A polished portfolio of stunning visuals will attract high-paying clients. There you go. 5 tips to build a successful and profitable drone videography business in 2025. Always remember, we do this because we love what we do, not because we want to be filthy rich. See ya.